Today we're pouring a new concrete floor in the basement, and to do that we've got to get up and over the house. And we're pouring footings.
We have 40 new windows going into this old house, and we get started today. That's the height that we need right there.
And we're going to meet with our designer at a tile showroom and start making some decisions about our kitchen and baths. There's a lot coming up today, so stick around. The basement is going to be a new family room, and it's actually quite a bit of living space, so there's a lot of work that has to be done. Now, there used to be an old tile floor down here. It had asbestos in it, so it had to go. It was glued to a subfloor that came with it, and it left behind wooden sleepers, which we pulled out, and you can see the remnants of them right here in the concrete. So all of this is going to be redone, and we also had a large mechanical system down here that, Richard, I think you enjoyed pulling out.
I absolutely did. It was a big old asbestos-covered boiler. That's gone. Our new mechanical room starts right here. We've got a gas-fired condensing boiler right there. We're going to heat water. We're going to use that water to actually heat the air that's in the ductwork and actually to do some radiant floor heating.
All right, so tell me about this pour that's about to happen in a few minutes.
All right, we needed to prep some of our new drain work. This is the drains that come from the front of the building,
Yep.
our bathroom and our kitchen.
All new, replacing old cast iron drains?
Absolutely. So we filled this with sand, a little bit of 3/4 stone to raise the grade up.
Yep.
And you can see this vapor barrier right here we put into the opening to keep the moisture from coming up through the floor.
And all of this waste will come this way into where the old bathroom was. Now, this wasn't up to the homeowner standards, so it's going, and we're replacing it with a brand new bathroom. And we've got that same layering here, so stone, sand, vapor barrier.
That's right. And so before the pour, we've done one thing. This is the drain for the toilet and for the shower. You notice both of them are sleeved. You see there's a 2-inch pipe right here, but a 3-inch sleeve around it. And that'll come in handy later when we try to install this strainer, which attaches to the underside of the shower stall. We won't have to chip out the concrete.
Ah, good tip there, all right.
All right, but our real work with the concrete starts right here. Adriano and his guys are going to float this floor, and it's going to start right from this point and feather and cover the entire grade right here.
So they're going to try to line it up to this height right here. This is where the feathering will happen?
That's right. So they're cleaning out the old sleepers right here.
Yep.
Here's our PVC chase for our radiant floor tubing coming back. And our guys are putting in the radiant tubing here into this TV room.
So just radiant out here on this half, not on the existing concrete?
That's right. This has got windows and doors, more heat loss. This is the TV space, and we're pouring a new concrete slab. So what they're doing is they're snapping the tubing down into this grid system. So Andrew works the coil to take the whip out of the tubing, and Michael just steps the tubing in on 9 inches on center. Nice and easy.
Nice and easy. And we've actually used this before, right?
That's right. It comes in either 2-inch thick or 1-inch thick expanded polystyrene. You can see the insulation right there. On the front side, it's got this green surface. That's a vapor barrier. And it's actually a shiplap system that comes in these panels overlap, and you can see that it makes a nice tight joint right there. So the vapor barrier is now consistent right through the shiplap.
Right.
And then they've got these nubs that you can snap the tubing in on 6, 9, or 12 inches on center. So it's really 3-in-1. It's an insulator, it's a vapor barrier, and it's a grid system to help install that tubing perfectly and save a lot of time.
All right, and with that down, we're ready to pour concrete.
Adriano and his guys are ready to go.
On this site, there's no way we could get a concrete truck all the way to the backyard. So for the second time on the job, we're actually going to pump it through a boom completely over the house. And that is being done for us by Adriano. Adriano, what are we working with here?
Well, we have a concrete truck with a 9 cubic yard of concrete, which is a 4,000 PSI 3/8 stone mix.
All right.
And we're going to pump it to the back of the house.
And you guys are ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right, well, let's fire it up.
The mix looks good.
The mix looks good.
That's about what we like. It's called the 5-inch slump.
5-inch slump. So that sort of tells you how thin it is, how quickly it moves.
We need to get it just so that way we can spread it. We don't want it too stiff, or we don't want it too wet.
From the end of the boom, we've actually got some lengths of hose here that'll get the concrete right to the work, and the last one is being connected with this coupling. Lock it in tight, and we are ready to pump.
That's it. Go ahead. You're gonna see concrete coming out of that hose.
Yeah, here it comes. You got a jam in here?
Okay, all right.
That's the 5-inch slump you wanted?
Go ahead, a little faster. You gotta be very careful to get the floor nice and level.
Wow, that's really flowing, huh? So here's your level line right here. That's what you're trying to get to.
Right.
So a three-man operation. You're working the hose to feed it in here.
We level it off as much as we can by eye.
Frank's doing some rough leveling there.
Yep.
And then your last guy's actually doing the handwork to get it as close to the line as possible.
Right. Now we're ready to screed it.
We got a nice long aluminum straight edge here to do the initial screed. Still flowing. And then the next step is a bull float.
To get it nice and smooth.
The guy there's got a nice touch.
Me and Natalia, we've been doing this for 40 years.
You guys been working together for 40 years?
40 years, 40.
It's a lot of concrete.
A lot of concrete, yep.
All right, so the new slab's just about done, and you're moving on to the old slab, just covering it over.
What I'm doing here now is priming the old concrete. That way the new concrete, it get a better bond
And you're priming it with what?
with a bonding agent. Nice and easy, very little.
So instead of a level line along the base, you've actually got a story pole that's working from the ceiling height down to the finished level that you want. And that gives you the height of your concrete.
You gotta have a good eye in this business. Right, Frank? You gotta have a good eye. Now we're doing the trench.
Whoa! Hate when that happens. There's going to be a deck coming off this side of the building, so we've got 12 footings here in the ground. While we've got the truck and the pumper, we might as well fill them up with concrete. So it's been about an hour, and the concrete is mostly set up, but not completely. There's still a little bit of time to work it nice and smooth. It's firm enough that the guys can actually kneel on it, whether they've got knee pads or these planks. Use a little bit of water, create some cream. They tell me that by using these hand trowels, this floor is going to set up much faster. We'll be able to walk on it in just a few hours. If they used a mechanical float, well, at the earliest, we'd be back on this floor maybe tomorrow. The mechanical floats keep the floor more alive, as they say. Wow, look at all that new space. It gets me excited for the family room that's going to go down here eventually. Adriano, this is a beautiful job. Thank you.
Thank you.
So how long until we can walk on it and get back to work down here?
Few hours will be hard. And it'll be nice and smooth.
It is nice and smooth. Thank you.
All right.
These big buildings down here on the South Boston waterfront were built by the Army Corps of Engineers back in 1918, and originally they were used as Army supply warehouses. But about 25 years ago, they were converted to what is probably one of the country's foremost design centers. The Boston Design Center is 87 studios over 8 floors, and it's a tremendous resource if you're designing your house. But it can be a little overwhelming. So we are fortunate that we are working with a designer who's not only friends of our architect, but actually neighbors of you, Allison, right? And so you guys have been working together for months now.
Couple months, I think.
All right, well, that's good to hear, because you know what? I come into a place like this and forget about the 8 stories. Just this room alone, it's overwhelming.
It is absolutely overwhelming, and it's a lot easier having someone like Melissa guide you through it, for sure.
How has she guided you? What have you guys done so far?
Well, we've picked out a lot so far. We've picked out some great tile for our kitchen. We've picked out some paint colors, some great fabrics.
Looks like you clipped a lot of magazines,
Yep.
too. Is this how you guys got started?
It is actually.
These are some of the kitchens that really appeal to me. White, simple cabinetry, nothing fussy,
Right.
but cheerful, some punches of color.
So you're not kidding when you say punches of color. Is this in the like pile as well? Because that's a lot of color.
It's in the like pile. You know, obviously it's not a kitchen per se, but this I just had in my file because it's something that appeals to me.
All
It's
right.
cheerful, it's bright.
That's actually got to be helpful for
Right.
you to hear, Melissa. I mean, to see pictures, to hear what people are thinking. What do you do with it, though?
It was great. Well, what this said to me is that she likes this. She would like to go in this direction, but she may not have the guts to do it.
Oh, she's calling you out here. Says you don't have the guts for
I
it.
think it's pretty accurate.
All right. Well, you've made some decisions, so tell me about some of the colors in the kitchen.
Well, the kitchen is going to be a green island. Is going to be white perimeter cabinets.
All right, so these are the cabinets going around the countertop. This
Yep,
is the island
and this is the bottom
cabinetry.
of the island.
This is a pretty predominant color right here.
Right, right. And there's a little story with the color. Melissa had visited us in our house, and we have this green cabinet in our kitchen, and we just loved it. So we thought it was a good inspiration piece.
So it started with the green.
So it started with the green, and the cabinet, you know, gave them the courage to do it again because they knew how much they loved it. And then we wanted to connect the bottom of the island to the outside of the kitchen as well. So we did that using this gorgeous green glass tile.
So let's take a look at the elevation just to sort of get a roadmap here. Obviously a kitchen wall, cabinets and such. This is the white subway, but here is the accent green. That's going to be in the bands. And then what, a big green field here?
It is. It's actually a niche, or some people call it a nook.
Oh, all right.
Right.
So,
And we have a photo of it somewhere around here. Yeah, this is it.
so it's inset into the wall.
Right. It's just a little inset shelf where you can put like your salt and pepper, something decorative. And I just thought that was perfect.
Now, has Tommy seen this? Because this is on an outside wall, right?
Yeah, he's seen it. He has a strategy for insulating it properly, so he's on board.
All right, well, so long as Tommy's on board. You guys can do whatever you want, but Tommy's got to be on board. So you've made some decisions. I'm looking at cabinets. I'm looking at accents. Is this the countertop?
This is the countertop that's going to be around the perimeter.
A black granite? This has got sort of a
It's a dimpled.
dimpled. Thank
It's
you.
called antiqued or leathered. It's just a much softer, less shiny finish. Really like the way it looks and feels.
Okay. So let me ask you this. You made a lot of decisions, but has it been just you two, or has Raveen been on this? Because
Ravin's in on it.
Raveen's in on it for sure.
he is.
Yeah.
He likes to cook, so the kitchen's important to him. And he is also very interested in how the overall house
And what
works.
sort of direction did he give you?
Well, on the first appointment, he showed me this book. He really loved these bright, citrusy, beautiful colors. And so we started looking at big color swatches.
And that's a great idea, right? The big swatches as opposed to the little guys.
They
because
are
you can
so
much easier
helpful.
to work
right,
with.
hold them up to the wall. But
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a big punch of color. I mean, when
It
you see it in
is.
the book or on the swatch, that's a lot of color.
It is, and it's a very open house. All the rooms have these huge doorways that are open to each other, a lot of flow. And so we needed a way to bring the color back into the kitchen. And so we found this fabric, and through window treatments, I think we can accomplish this.
Polka dot curtains? Seriously? Is this...
What are you saying, Kevin?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, maybe you found your guts after all. That's a pretty
Right.
bold choice right there. Polka dot. I thought they were the napkins.
No, it is, but honestly, this I feel like really captures the vibe we're hoping to create. You know, fun, cheerful, colorful, and the colors are just spot on.
So some decisions about the kitchen and about the adjacent rooms, but we're also working on some bathrooms too, right?
Yeah, which is right across the hall.
Let's go check those out.
When I start designing bathrooms for clients, I encourage them to consider the floor as a great way to bring pattern into the bathroom. For instance, these gorgeous stone mosaics.
What do you think of mosaics, Allison?
I love them. I love the way they feel underfoot with the little tiny tiles.
So is this what you chose?
Not exactly, but we have ours right over here.
I knew it wasn't going to be that easy.
Of course not.
What did you choose?
We found this marble mosaic here, which is just beautiful, very simple. It has a spa-like feel.
So
has some
marble,
nature
like we
colors.
just saw, and mosaic, and even the border as well.
Right, exactly.
But why the difference?
Well, I just like the simple pattern here. There is a border, but it's not ornate. It's just sort of very soft and soothing. The colors reflect the nature we have outdoors.
And this is the color of the cabinet right here?
Right, this will be our vanity
Yeah, you can
in
see
that
the
bathroom.
similarity right there. And then more
More
obviously-
napkins.
No napkins, obviously. These are window treatments. Come on now.
These are window treatments, and I think this just further cements the idea of this spa-like feeling and this ethereal, sort of relaxing space.
So for you and Raveen, a spa, but immediately adjacent to that bathroom is the kids' bathroom.
Is the
What do
kids'
they get?
bathroom. Well, we wanted to really put some thought into the kids' bathroom because they're 7 and 9 now. They're a little bit too old for a kind of cutesy little kid thing.
So no ducks and dolphins
No
in the
ducks, no
tiles for them.
dolphins. We wanted to do something that would age with them and would grow with them. So Melissa suggested a simple, classic, black and white tile scheme, which we can accessorize with the paint color and with the shower curtain. And, you know, as they grow up, change it a couple times and not have to reinvest in big tile work.
Well, it sounds like you guys are very much underway. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kevin.
Originally, the house had casement windows like these right here, and it was a detail that our homeowners and the architect liked, so we're going to stick with it. We're going to put new casement windows into the existing openings and into the new openings, like out here on the sun porch where we have 3 walls of glass. There are a lot of openings in this house, 40 in total, and that means that Tommy and his guys have been installing these windows for the last few days, and you're still at it, Tommy, over here on the north corner of the house.
Right, I've actually just finished framing for this window that's going to go in this corner. I've got a couple of jack studs and a new header in place, a new plate. I've cut out the interior studs, and now you can see the back of the plasterboard. I'm ready to cut that out, and then we can install the window.
Let's get to it.
You ready?
Yep.
Gonna send it into you. Okay.
And now we can install the flashing.
The first thing we want to do is we want to take a strip of 30-pound felt paper and run it across the bottom of the window opening, but we want to make sure that it runs way past the opening. Now I want to staple it only at the top.
Same felt paper that we're going to put on the entire exterior of the house.
That's correct. Okay, now what we want to do is take 2 more strips of felt paper, about 6 or 8 inches wide. I'm going to run it up the sides past the top and over the bottom piece. Okay, now I'm just going to cut this off. Notice that it's laying on top of the bottom piece. Now up the other side. Again, I want to make sure it extends up past the window opening. Again, I want to make sure the piece coming down the sides overhangs the one on the bottom so that if any water should enter between the trim and the window, it will exit below.
Ready to set the window?
I sure am. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to make sure that the bottom part of the window, the painted edge, is even with the lower line. That will represent the top of the windowsill. Now take your flat bar and put it under the window. And now with your flat bar in there, take your square and put it on the window and line it up with the bottom painted edge. That's correct. Now pick it up, pick the window up with your flat bar and line your square up with that lower line. All right, that's the height that we need right there. All right, now just put a shim in there. Okay, I'm going to tack this top part of the window. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I want to put a level on this side, and I want you to pick the window up inside with your flat bar. All right, pick it up. A little more. A little more. That's it. Now I want to tack this side of the window. Okay, now that we have the top of the window level, I want to make sure that it's plumb and square. And to do that, I'm going to take some diagonal measurements. Measure from each corner. 71 and just a hair under a quarter. 71 and just under a quarter. So we are square, level, and plumb. Now I can tack the window off. Now I want to cover the gap right here on the nailing flange between the flashing and the window, and I'm going to use this air infiltration barrier right here that will stick to the window and the felt paper. This air infiltration barrier sticks to the window flange and the flashing, covering all the nails.
So now tell me, a lot of times when we're installing a window, you use a similar self-sealing membrane on the inside of the opening to create a waterproof tray, but you didn't do it with this window. Why not?
Right, we do that tray on the inside before we install the window, and that's on a double hung window.
Well, why not on a casement?
Well, with a casement window, this part of the window right here is actually one piece of vinyl that's vacuum sealed, and the nailing flange is all one piece. It comes out across the top, the sides, and the bottom, so water can't get under the window and migrate in, so I don't have to build a pan.
Oh, I like that.
Past the opening, down under the window. Okay, now we're ready for the exterior trim. It comes as a package right from the factory.
Wow, so all made up already in a nice big picture frame, which is the way you've always liked to install your trim, but you've had to put the 4 pieces together on the job site.
Right. Now when I order the window, they send me the trim, I tell them what I want.
Well, that's
All right,
nice.
now, well, first thing I want to do is I want to dry fit it. So I'm going to run a line around the exterior of it. Okay, now let's take the trim off because we got two things to do.
All right, I'll hold this.
Okay. The next thing I want to do is install this bracket right here that the window trim will fasten to.
Look at you nailing backwards. So how do you pull those nails out? With the front of the hammer?
I use the front of the hammer, that's right. Oh, you're a funny guy, you know it? All right, and now we'll be the caulking around the window. Right on the inside of that line we marked around the perimeter. Okay, now we're ready for our trim. Line it right up. All right, now what we're gonna do is just whack it in, it'll snap right on that piece.
Oh, that's great. Nice and secure.
Doesn't get much easier than that, does
The
it?
window's already dressed. That is terrific,
All right.
Tommy.
Now a thin bead of caulking right across the top where the window trim meets the water ceiling. I'm gonna bring it out a little bit on each side
Why is that?
because I don't want surface tension bringing the water in over the top. All right, now we want to put the drip edge or drip cap right across the top of the window.
A little bit to me.
All right,
Good.
make it even, push it back and forth, work it right in.
This is from the manufacturer as well?
That's right.
Man, they make it easy for you.
You know what? We can nail it off. Just put about 4 nails across the top. Okay, our window is watertight.
Looks good from the outside. We say we have a look at the inside.
Okay, let's go look.
Plus, we got a whole bunch more to do, don't we?
Oh, we sure do. This window that we put in the corner is actually a small window. On this corner here, we're gonna put in a real big window.
This is going to open up the views.
Sure is. All right, you ready for this view?
Let's see what it looks like. Oh, now that is a view.
That's a good view, but we're not done yet.
We are adding a lot of windows to this house to take advantage of the exterior views, but we're also concerned with the interior views, like right here and being able to look through this stairwell. You ready, Tommy?
I'm ready.
All right.
With this wall open,
Wow.
the views are gonna draw you right through the house.
That is a huge transformation.
It sure is.
And we've got plenty more coming your way. So until next time, I'm Kevin O'Connor
And I'm Tom Silva.
for This Old House.
Come on, let's get cracking. Let's get this window in.
Hey, what do you got to boss me around for? I'm with you.
Come on, let's go.
I'm with you, man.